Check that out, guys. Check this out. There's a whole archipelago of stuff around here. Land just barely sticking up out of the water and a deep pool right here. That is a cool island. Oh, awesome. I have never found this. This means that out in the world I have just created, we have found one of the cooler randomly generated structures, a castle. So if you wanted to make sure that you started a explore game with some very cool things in it, you could always have a look around using this editor mode. What is going on, geeks? My name is UTC, and today we are actually going to be doing a little islands tutorial. I'm going to show you how you can use the editor mode to enhance your explore games. Now the explore mode is the most common mode. It is the version of the game that most of you play all the time, and we can use this for either single player worlds or for a non-dedicated session if you are the host. So obviously these are the game modes. We're going to go ahead and click exploration. Now this is your typical survival mode. That's my typical character. Let's go ahead and start a new world. I'm going to call it tutorial world, because I think I will be doing quite a few tutorials over the next little while explaining things. If you think you would enjoy that, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and if you're enjoying today's video, don't forget to click the like button either. Alright, so let's go ahead and start tutorial world. Alright guys, so there you go. We have now got a new world, and we are starting here on a tropical island. So what I'm going to be showing you today is how to use the editor A to explore your world, and B to give yourself the incredible power of the creator cube in an explore game where there are multiple islands as opposed to your standard creative world, which is one standard land mass of the biome of your choice. Alright, so let's go ahead now that we have created this world, and we're going to leave it immediately. So let's return to main menu. Yes, of course we want to exit, and now we are going to dive into the editor. So if we go ahead and click editor, we are going to enter basically a tool for creating worlds or for editing your worlds. And what you can do is open, and instead of these here, we can go to games, go to tutorial world, which is an explorer, and open that up. Now what we're going to see is us on a beach, and we're going to have the ability to edit the world around us. We would be able to put objects in, copy and paste buildings we had previously made, but most importantly, we're going to slap a creator cube into our world. So if we go ahead and do this, creator cube, we're going to drag this and just put it on the beach right there. Now when we go back into our world, it will be there. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you before we move on to that is that when you are starting a new world, if you are trying to decide, how do I get rid of that? Thank you. If you are trying to decide if you like the world and you want to stay there, it's a very good idea to open up that world in editor. Now, this would spoil the exploration. If you appreciate being able to explore the world and be surprised, don't do this. But if you'd like to know what kind of a world you're spawning into, we're going to click go to. Now, with this, guys, we actually have the ability to jump from island to island. Now, I have created new worlds where there are 11 random islands, and some with as few as 8. I think the maximum might be 12, but there are usually at least one of everything, and oftentimes there are at least 2 of everything. So you can see there are 2 tropical rainforest islands, like we are on now. There is 1 desert. There are 2 taigas, 2 temperate biomes, and 1 polar desert. So you can use this, guys, to scout for resources or to look for vendors or other random objects throughout your world. So before we travel, let's go ahead and have a look around this one. So if we zoom out, now I'm using my mouse wheel to zoom out. You can drag to select things, but using the arrow keys, you can go around the world. Now, I'm sure there are faster and easier ways to do this, but you could do this, you could use this to have a look around, and there you go. There's something right on this beach over here. If we wanted to stop and check it out, this is a structure I'm not super familiar with, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and have a look around. Okay, so this is a building made out of straw blocks, so you could use this ability to explore. If you wanted to make sure that there were certain island types in your world, you could, of course, do this as well. And let's take a look at another tropical rainforest island. It'll give us a rough idea of the coordinates, and if we wanted to, from up here, we could scan the island for certain things like iron ore, or for randomly generated structures, which I'm sure we will find. I've already seen one. There you go. There is a vendor right over here. Whoops. Okay, and okay. Perfect. So there is some kind of Stonehenge type setup right over here. And if we go over, pardon me, I'm still learning how to use this, guys. This is a vendor stand where certain times of the day, there will be a NPC there that you can trade with. Quite cool, right? Now let's zoom on out. And I'm sure I saw more, maybe right over here. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, this will speed up here in a second. Ba, 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 ba. All right, and there is a randomly generated lighthouse. Quite cool. All right, so let's go ahead and look up here. Like I said, I'm still learning how to use this, but that is quite cool. All right, guys. Now, obviously, you could use this to scan for other resources. We've only looked at one island type. Let's go ahead and see what else is out there in our world. We only have one desert biome, and this, of course, is it. So if we were to, okay, let's go ahead and point to the far side of the island. I will zoom in, and in a second here, the whole thing will speed up. Oh, is that cool? Is that a little bit of water on top of a thing? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Oh, no. Just deceptive. That is a mine. Okay, perfect. I was getting ahead of myself, guys. Let's see if we can find any random structures out here. All right, there is another vendor stand, guys, and you would be able to scout around the world to see if you can find things like sulfur or saltpeter, and make sure that your islands, especially your starting island, has the basic resources you would need. So this is very cool. Obviously, we could use this to check out any of the other regions. If you've never seen them, we're going to do a quick peek at each. This is the Temperate Climate. This is where I did most of my Let's Build series. You're welcome to go check that out if you haven't. I will, of course, put that in the cards, so you can go watch all 15 episodes of me building in this game if you find yourself enjoying my style or the sound of my voice, or you'd like to see what I've built. Maybe you know my buildings from other games. But this is, oh, very cool. This is one of my favorite biomes in the game. It's quite warm, and you have quite a sensible variety of plants, wildlife, etc. Let's not hang out here too long, guys. Let's go ahead and check out the Taiga. This has to be my favorite biome. This is the one where, if you're a Corrales fan, you have seen him build on. Whoa, what a cool one. What is this? Check that out, guys. Check this out. There's a whole archipelago of stuff around here. Land just barely sticking up out of the water, and a deep pool right here. That is a cool island. All right, let's scan to the far side of it here. Oh, awesome. I have never found this. This means that out in the world I have just created, we have found one of the cooler randomly generated structures, a castle. So if you wanted to make sure that you started a explore game with some very cool things in it, you could always have a look around using this editor mode. And we're going to do a little zoom in on this building. Some of these buildings, guys, will contain... Ooh, and that one spawning on a cliff, so it's a little bit messed up. But some of these buildings will contain NPCs as well. There's a lumberjack building. I don't know if this is it. Let's go ahead and stick our face in. Yeah, this is the lumberjack building. So it's possible that sometimes of the day, there would be a lumberjack guy here. Now, I don't know well enough to check to make sure that is the case, but quite cool. Very, very cool. I am in love with this island. This is very cool. I might have to come do a little build job here. Ooh, more generated structures. Let's take a little look. All right, guys, and we have a ruined building here. Awesome. Very, very cool. This is one of the best islands I have ever seen. I am so pleased that we have found and discovered this. And look at the shape of it. Very long and narrow. This is awesome. And if you've never seen it, these are the final episodes of my Let's Build series. We do a little exploration and build a log cabin out here. This is the polar biome. Now, there are a couple of different varieties. There is a sort of smooth, hilly version of most biomes, and then there is a rugged version. Because we only have the one polar biome, it's the only one you're going to see. This is obviously the rugged, mountainous version. I do see a little randomly generated structure up here past the polar bears, past the penguins. Ooh, and it's awesome. All right, guys, so this is a great, I've gotten lucky, and we have found some of the coolest randomly generated structures in this game. Awesome. So let's go ahead and take a look over here. Ooh, baby, how cool is that, guys? How cool is that? Some kind of wrecked steampunk-style ship. I'm very, very impressed. All right, and that is our world, guys. So if we were to, for example, go to our character, this is him right here. Now, we went and put that creator cube down there. That will be there when we come back to the world. If we wanted to, we could also not copy, but we could cut and paste. So Control X and Control V, the same way you would do in a word processor or whatever. You could Control X this character, go look at another island, and Control V to place him over there. So this is the power of the editor. Now, we have done everything we needed to do. I showed you how to explore. We went ahead and threw the creator cube into our world. Just a heads up, once you do that, you essentially have the power of a creative mode. So let's go ahead and exit here. If you just click quit to main menu, it'll give you the option to save, which we will do, and I'll show you how to dive back in. Alright guys, now this is important. When you click continue, there are going to be two versions of your world here. The one with this, which will take you back into editor mode, as you can see, edit, and this one here, which says play. Alright guys, so this is kind of a way to bring creative mode into an explore world. If you just start a creative world, you get to pick one biome type and that's it. There are no other islands. In explore mode, obviously, in this world, there are 8 islands, a couple of which are very cool. So I just want to warn you, if you do this, it changes the game dramatically. This gives you the power to spawn in anything at any point. Creatures, clothing, resources, and the reason I'm giving it to myself is because if I'm doing tutorials here, I want to make sure that I don't have to go through a crazy amount of effort to find certain things that may not be on this island, and I'll use editor mode to transfer myself when I do need to show you those things as we move on to do some tutorials. So just so that you know how it works, guys, this creator cube has to be dragged here into this slot on your inventory, and once it is, you get this tab, which means you can go ahead and create you can go ahead and give yourself whichever items you are so inspired to have. You can go ahead and take creatures like this, like so, and you can put Arctic rabbits out in your world. I don't know why I did that. No need to put an Arctic rabbit in a tropical rainforest, whatever. But guys, I think I have shown you the basics. That is how you give yourself the power of the creator cube in your world, and that is how you use editor mode to explore your world. So stay tuned to the channel. I have some very cool tutorials, including a beginner's guide that I'm going to get to work on right away, and we're going to be using this island and this world to do the beginner's guide series. So if you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. I, of course, am UniteTheClans, and I will see you geeks in the next video.